It has to be exhausting wearing so many faces.
That's terrible. Look at you.
Grafted is now streaming on Shudder. I just want to say that this review does include spoilers. It is a very graphic film if you haven't watched it. It follows Wei, a young Chinese girl. Wei's father is killed by an experiment he was working on to remove a skin condition he and Wei had. When she gets older, we see that she's studying science just like her father. She still has the skin condition on her face and is continuing her father's legacy by working on figuring out a way to fix said condition. Now that she's older, she's living with her aunt and cousin. She's not cool at all like her cousin Angela and Angela's friends, but you can tell that she admires them and just wants their acceptance. But honestly, they're a bunch of bitches. A bunch of bitches. Wei begins working with her fine-ass science professor as her assistant in exchange for her using his lab on her father's project. Her professor is invested in Wei's father's experiment, but you gotta watch his ass cause he be fucking the students. Wei befriends a homeless guy on her campus who also has a skin condition. He's really sweet and pours into her. Wei is working to perfect what her father didn't finish and channels his energy for his guidance. Wei's cousin Angela has a friend who eventually befriends Wei and kinda shows her the ropes and how to blend in. Wei finds a corpse flower that her father spoke of to use to contribute to her experiment. She begins to experiment with it and it seems to be working on her skin condition. Shit gets messy when one of Angela's bitchy friends who's fucking the professor takes a misleading photo of Wei and her professor and sends it around. This pisses Angela off and she picks a fight with Wei when she gets home. Wei was tired of the bullshit and decided to fight back, resulting in the unaliving of Angela. Wei is remorseful but confident that she can bring Angela back. In the meantime, she experiments with dead Angela's face as well as her own as part of her experiment. It works and now Wei has Angela's whole goddamn face. Face off, okay? So it's almost as if Angela never died. Almost. Wei is now walking around as Angela, but Wei is still very much underneath that face as she tries to navigate living Angela's very different life. People notice that Angela is acting different, but I'm like, do you guys not recognize that her voice and her teeth are different? Now, bitch, get this. Wei, as Angela, goes out to a secluded location with Angela's boyfriend. As they're making out, Wei/Angela's fucking face comes off, bitch. Shit came off, okay? It just started peeling off and bleeding onto the boyfriend. Shit was creepy. A mess. And needless to say, it scares the shit out of Angie's boyfriend and he backs off a cliff to his death. Now damn it, Wei. Wei, what have you done? So now Wei doesn't have a face again, and her notebook is missing because her thieving ass, creeping ass professor stole her notebook for his own personal gain. Punk ass. This clearly pissed Wei off, so she targeted Angela's bitchy friend Eve next. She wanted that pretty face. This was a really good kill moment actually in the pool with Eve. It was a lot, but it was horror gold in my opinion. After wearing Eve's face, Wei really loved the attention she was getting, but things were getting bad because police were now looking for Angela. She was super creepy as Eve, I'll say. Just very creepy looking and acting. Just more and more scary with each new face. She ends up putting it out there that the professor had been sleeping with students, which resulted in him quitting. He was on to Wei, and Wei was on to his ass after stealing her father's work, but she got his ass back. But ultimately, Wei's hunt for the perfect face only ended up backfiring. Now this movie Grafted, I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was just, to me, horror gold. It was so good. Again, it was so graphic, but you expect that from horror movies. I thought it was creative. I just had such a good time. I did not know what was gonna happen, and just seeing Wade take the different faces and just kind of just taking everyone out around her, you know? Can we say that her father would be proud? I don't know about that, but it was a great film. I'm probably gonna watch it again with some friends because I loved it so much. I highly recommend it. Shudder, get that shit, okay? A great film. Once again, I highly recommend. If you've watched it, let's talk in the comments.